I thought you were dead.
My death was greatly exaggerated.
Welcome back to Sam Talks Nerdy. Hope you're happy, doing well, dominating life, crushing it. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. The One Piece reviews are back. Yes, I know it's been a while. It's just, and I apologize, just my health kind of took a turn last year, and I just didn't really feel any motivation to watch One Piece. Plus, I know if I did, then I have like a backlog of reviews to do, which I didn't want to do. But I'm past that. We're here. Positives, neutrals, negatives. Let's get into it. Positives. Thriller Bark. This might be a tough review, and I'll get there. My first positive has to go to a character that quickly joined my favorite characters list, Brook. Dude is just, he is so cool. Musician, swordsman. I loved all his musical numbers, and I loved his flashback episodes. They're probably my favorite of what I've gone so far. And I'm actually curious, and this is me looking way far ahead, as how he's going to work in the live action adaptation, if they even get that far, knowing Netflix. So to quickly share my top 5 favorite One Piece characters, 5 goes to Sanji, 4 is Brook, 3 is Frankie, 2 is Chopper, and 1 is Zoro. And by the way, if you haven't noticed, I got my first One Piece Funko Pop. It's the Chase Zoro, or Chase pre-time skip Zoro. And then if you were paying attention to my other shorts, up here I have a little statue of Zoro during Wano, which I got from my brother on my birthday last year. A quick positive towards Brook's flashback episodes, because they were so well placed, unlike Frankie's for flashback episodes, which, yes, I'm still bitter about. Because, think about it. During Water 7, Frankie and Usopp just get found by CP9, and it's, oh, hey, by the way, we're going to spend 3 episodes talking about Frankie's backstory, when it's like, no, you just show them getting caught, and now you're going to spend 3 episodes going over character's backstory, which can wait till, after everything is done. But with Brook's flashbacks, they came at a good time, everything's done, the villain's defeated, everyone's partying, having fun. It didn't ruin the pacing of the arc. My next positive might be a little random, but I just loved the whole Resident Evil vibe of Thriller Bark. Because, seriously, looking at Thriller Bark, it feels like a setting to a Resident Evil game. Island, or I guess a ship, multiple locations, monsters everywhere, ranging from zombies to full-blown abominations. Think about all the Resident Evil games that take place on an island. Code Veronica, RE4. What was the second? What was I'm trying to think of? Revelations 2. And there's a bunch of locations that feel like they belong in a Resident Evil game. There's the graveyard, the amusement park, the lab, the castle. So I just think of Thriller Bark as One Piece Resident Evil. Because all of the elements are there to different locations, all the various monsters, the sort of bosses that they encounter. Come on, Dr. Hallback and Sindri were very Resident Evil-y, even down to their backstories that were very unsettling. I also got vibes of the island of Dr. Monroe from the saga as well, because think about it. We have this doctor who's creating all these abominations with animals, especially So basically, I got a mixture of Resident Evil and the island of Dr. Monroe from this arc. There were also a lot of cool fights in Saga. Zoro versus Ryuma, everyone versus the giant monster guy, what's his name? Everyone versus Kuma. Kuma is another positive. I knew I liked him when immediately after I saw him, I went looking for his Funko Pop. Just in case I want to get it one day, which I might. I also want to give a positive towards Chopper, and especially this one part where he got very philosophical about, is someone really alive if you bring him back from the dead, when he was kind of looking at Sindri. Because, that really made you think of, they're alive, but are they alive? If that makes sense. And my final positive has to go to episode 336 of just, that last shot had so much aura. My neutrals. This was a weird arc, saga, what have you. At first I thought it was awesome, I was loving the sort of horror, Resident Evil, Dr. Monroe vibes. But then after I stepped away and came back, I looked at some general thoughts on the arc, even saw a post talking about it on Reddit. I became or I started to realize some of the flaws and issues with this arc, especially around the female characters. And that's all I'm saying about that, because I have people who watch these, I know who watch these videos. I don't want to like get into details about what happens with the female characters, that they're like, "What are you watching?" Like, that's all I'm saying about that. So, while I liked sort of the horror, Resident Evil, whatever, well, like I said a million times, vibes, there were some things I also had an issue with, mainly with Dr. Hallback and Absalom. Just, yeah, those characters, not my favorite. I thought I was like Absalom, but as the arc got continued, I started to not like him a lot. And just like, yeah, my next neutral has to be Sanji's fight with Absalom. Just, it's a mixed bag for me. Just my issue with this fight is the same thing. It's the same one I had with Sanji during Water 7. Of 1 second he's cool, he's kicking butt, being awesome, and then the next he's simping and he's killing the momentum of the fight. And then there's the whole revelation of how Absalom has a devil fruit that Sanji wanted so he could spy on girls, which just keeps knocking him down on my favorites list. That's why he's number 5. There are also these 2 zombie spectators during the fight between Sanji and Absalom that got really annoying, because like every 5 seconds they'd be like, "Oh my god, oh god, oh," like, you know, just freaking out and responding to the fight. And I'm just like, shut up, or just go away. Just, I'll say there were a lot of annoying characters in this arc, mainly on the villain side, which I will get to here shortly. My negatives. Gikomoria didn't leave much of an impact on me as a villain. I mean, when it comes to like him and Dr. Hallback, I would probably rank Hallback above Gikomoria a bit more, because he led a bit more of an impact compared to Gikomoria. But I mean, honestly, a lot of these villains in this arc were just weird, creepy, or downright frustratingly annoying. And this leads to my next negative. Every villain had the most annoying laugh ever. And to be like, you'd be hearing the laugh every 5 seconds, it just got super annoying, like nails on a chalkboard, especially Perona's laugh. I hated it every time she left. It was annoying to her. I was so glad when she was finally whisked away to wherever she went. With all this said, I'm going to give Thriller Bark a 7 out of 10. But I mean, looking back at all of the previous arcs and sagas I've watched, this and Skypiea are definitely the weakest in my opinion. But if someone were to ask me if I were to give them the choice of either watching this or Skypiea, I would probably choose this, because it was at least a bit more entertaining than Skypiea. But yeah, like definitely this and Skypiea are the weakest of the sagas, which I do think that they get better from here on out. And if I am correct, after this next saga, I will be in the post-timeskip era, which finally, and then hopefully I will be done with this whole journey here soon. We'll have to see. Anyways, that'll be it for this episode of Sam Talks Nerdy. If you're listening to this via my podcast on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure to follow me on those platforms. Give me a 5-star rating and review where you can. If you're watching me on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm getting close to 500 subs, which is very exciting for me. Haven't gotten that far in any of my previous attempts on YouTube. And yeah, until next time, stay happy, stay well, stay healthy, and I will see you then. Peace out.